Hello, viewers. Welcome to this exciting session where we'll be discussing more about property matters. My name is Arnold, and together with me is my colleague
Valentine.
and we have joined together to elaborate major and highlight major topics in the real estate market. So today, due to public demand, we did our analysis, we did our research, and decided to highlight this topic: diaspora investment in Kenya. Because we have come to realize the diaspora market is the biggest drivers of the real estate market right now. As per the current research we did, that was last week.
Yeah, last week.
Yes, so both in our farm, not even in our farmers alone, but the general real estate market, they are like 50% of the key stakeholders in the market. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. And even a
Yes.
research by the CBK
Yes.
in 2022 showed that the diaspora remittances
Yes.
have increased by 8.3% in
Wow.
the country,
Wow.
leading to a total of 4 billion. Imagine. And all of these remittances, according to the research, most
Yes.
of it goes back to real estate in terms of buying land, buying property, and even maybe paying up mortgages and buying food and things, other things.
That's amazing. That's 4 billion USD.
Imagine.
Remittances is actually the financial support that these Kenyans in diaspora send back home. It has actually shown a growth for the past decade because they send it back home for various reasons. Mostly is to secure the real estate investment. That's number one. Part of it also probably for financial support for their families.
Yeah, in terms of food, in terms of school, for their
Yes.
relatives, or maybe
Yes.
for their kids that they've left behind.
Or rather investing in other projects. Majorly, maybe they are not related to real estate, maybe agriculture and the rest.
Yeah.
But as per the analysis and the research, majority of it, or even half of it, is for real estate investment projects, either paying back their mortgages, buying new properties. Properties can be apartment,
Or even building.
land, or building their own houses and all that. So right now, there are around 4 million Kenyans in the diaspora, and the number has consistently grown for the last 10 years or so. And these Kenyans are actually in different parts of the world. So majority of them are in the USA, in different states of the USA, the United Arab Emirates, in the UK, and Europe at large, that is France, Germany, and the rest of the countries. So one thing that makes them still connected here, because you see, home is home. Home is always the best. And they need to feel actually that they are investing back and they're securing their future, because the end goal of everyone is to come back home at the end of the day. So by the time they're coming back home, they want at least to have a place to call home. That's number one. Or real estate investment returns, that is in terms of the rental income.
Rental income that will help them when they come back here.
Yes.
In terms of their daily activities.
Yes, but we don't feel like you're starting from scratch after working for that entire years.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing is that we were trying now to analyze, or we're trying to get the specific reason. Why do people move to the diaspora? What is the main reason?
I think I stand to be corrected, but I think the main reason is economic opportunities, in the sense that they get better. There's a better job market out there.
Yes.
That people, when they go there, they can be able to get paid maybe a lot of money, and that is one of the reasons they go out there. Basically, they call it the land of milk and honey. So
yes,
yeah.
Of course, because you see, one of the greatest factors, like in Kenya alone, we also experiencing a major issue on employment as the biggest crisis.
Yeah.
And if you can produce more in other countries where you can get better opportunities, or for instance, there's some people who also move to other countries, because diaspora is not just in the Europe or the UK or those other countries. Even Uganda here can be the diaspora.
Yeah, it depends. It's relative.
Tanzania
Yeah.
here can be the diaspora. For instance, there's one of our clients who has set a big, you know him, who has set a very big timber processing farm in Rwanda, and it's doing quite well. There's another one who has set a restaurant in Tanzania. It's doing quite well. So you also move to a country where you feel like you have the diverse opportunity as an entrepreneur or as a business person, where you can produce much more. Because as per his story, he had gone to the one in Rwanda. He had gone there just to visit. But he realized that there is a lot of things missing in that country, where if he capitalizes on that, he can actually make more money because the competition is less compared to Kenya. As it is, you know how Kenya is. Everyone is an entrepreneur. Everyone wants to try something. Kenya's hardworking people. So, but there a place where you can move to and realize that there is missing link or there's a gap somewhere which you can capitalize and make money. You know how Kenyans are very, very, very entrepreneurial and very hardworking. So that's another reason also. And it is allowed because you see, if you feel you can create more somewhere else, which is not home, you're not limited. Right now, the world is more like a global village. You call it a global village. So, majorly, the reason is you said uh, economic what?
Economic opportunities.
Economic
And also in the
opportunities.
sense that in other countries it's
Yes.
a 24-hour economic.
Yes.
Yeah, so like you can even work 3 to 4 jobs in a
Yes.
day.
Yes.
But in Kenya, chances are you have that 8 to 5 jobs, so unlikely that you'll be working at night. Yeah, so I think that's the major reason that we have most people moving abroad.
Another reason also in pursuit of academic.
Yeah.
It's like a high academic qualification or something because as per the norm, we believe that in Europe or in overseas, there are better academic institutions, better universities. So people might move abroad actually in pursuit of higher education or better education because as per the belief is as soon as you get an international degree or international master's program or whatever, you'll be accessible to better opportunities, not just in Kenya, but the whole entire world. I'm sure you know quite a number of people who actually moved abroad because of that specific factor. So that's also a problem because even majority of the universities and academic institutions in the US or in the UK or greater Europe at large, they scout majorly in African countries trying to get uh, some of these learners to travel and school with them. Yeah, so that's another reason.
I also think the other reason, is
Yes.
reuniting with the family.
Okay.
When you've stayed for long, maybe like 8 years, 6 years, you've not seen your parents, you've not seen your grandparents. So we'll have some of the children here or the relatives here moving abroad just to be reunited with the family and maybe stay together and have some good moments.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about marriage?
Yes, marriage too as well. Maybe if you're married to a foreigner, you can come. Maybe you had one kid or a family, you can move with them there as well.
Yes, because there's this new trend whereby Kenyans will get married to foreigners, mostly in the US, and they'll feel like between the two countries, because you see, those are two different countries, two different cultures, which we encourage a lot because that's one way of trying to unifying the world. Because it's actually going past the boundaries of the cultural boundaries and the norm whereby now you just need to marry within your class or not even the class within your tribe or within your country. So you get to understand and pursue more on cultural. It's more of a cultural diversity kind of aspect, whereby now because if you're married to somebody else, you want to understand their culture. You want to know. You want now to get acquainted to how they do their things, their beliefs, and everything. So that's another major reason which is attributed to Kenyans moving in diaspora. So another thing, we have actually explained all about that. Another thing also, I would like us to go deeper in this factor because for most of the diaspora clients we have served, the biggest question usually is how can we invest back home? That's the biggest one. How can we invest back home? Because there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of false information, there's a lot of misconception going around, a lot of trust issues. For instance, the biggest trust issue is usually, let's say, I want to buy this piece of land, or I want to buy this property, and I'm transacting with the so and so, and I'm not in the country, but I want to get into this opportunity. The opportunity seems exciting, but I'm told this piece of land is very prime. I myself can't be able to see it. And let's say I'm using my relative, my close friend, or any other person that probably I feel that I can trust as per that point. I end up now committing. But when I come back home,
There's nothing.
there's nothing. As per what I was promised, it doesn't exist, or if it exists, it doesn't meet my expectation. So that has been the greatest barrier, hindrance to Kenyans in diaspora investing back at home. And as a company, integrity is our biggest value. Trust is our biggest value. And we were like, okay, let's try solve this solution. Solve this problem, sorry. And come up with an amicable solution to this once and for all. And we decided to involve a lot of stakeholders in this, discuss this in depth, try to get the personal opinions of our clients in diaspora, why they trusted us, and get to understand them more and know that why did they choose to invest in Kenya. And that's why, based on that, we decided also to inform the greater diaspora clients or any other person in general. That's why we have this podcast, so that they can be able to know in details which are the options on how they can invest back home. So what are the steps? What do you think are the steps?
I think even the first step when you're doing everything
Yes.
is to set the record straight. Set your investment goal straight.
Okay.
Are you looking for residential properties? Are you
Yes.
looking for commercial property?
Yes.
Are you looking to buy land? And if it's land, are you looking to buy land that has been developed? What are the pros and cons of this? What are the pros and cons of buying a residential property? What is the income when you buy a commercial property? So you need to set the record straight. Set your investment straight. What is your goal at the end of the day? What do you want to achieve?
Okay. That's actually quite informative, because you need to know for each and everything you do, you need to know the agenda.
Yeah.
So you need to have clear goals and objectives on why you're doing that. Because there are some people who they're buying these properties for them. When they come back, they'll have a place to stay. There's some who are targeting on the rental income. There's some who are doing it probably for their parents, their siblings, and all that. So what are you looking to achieve? There's some who are they're choosing to buy land than apartments, because they're looking up to a piece of land that's going to appreciate in value, just for speculation purpose. There are people who are buying apartments for immediate rental income. So it's good to set your objectives and set your goals clear. That's very true. Reason number 2 also. Let's say you have decided, now this direction that I want to go. I want to buy an apartment. And even in buying an apartment land, there's a piece of land that I have. I want to put up some probably commercial properties, some shops, residential houses, student housing. So what is the key element? So what I think is, don't you think location is also of essence when it comes to this?
I think in all our videos, we've made it clear that location is key. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you've not watched, you can go watch us on YouTube and watch all our previous videos. Location is key when you come to investment. If you're looking to buy land, is it a fast growing location? If you're looking to buy property, where are you purchasing? What are the kind of returns in that area? So location is key. Is it close to amenities? Is it close to malls? Things that you yourself, when you come here, you'd want to live there.
Exactly. Because one thing I've realized is people have different dynamics and buying. There's somebody who will feel comfortable in Kitengela. There's another one who will feel comfortable in Syokimau. There's another one who will feel comfortable in Ruiru, Ngong, all this location. There's someone who will feel comfortable in either Kilimani, Lavington, or Kileleshwa. So location is of essence when it comes to this. And also, it also comes to, let's say you're buying an investment property. It's also good to be specific on locations, because different locations offer different investment returns. And let's say you are buying a property whereby you want to set it up on Airbnb. Airbnb is directly influenced by location. Yeah, so if you get a prime location, the demand will be higher, the returns will be good. So it's good to be keen on the location. and choose on the right location. Another topic also, or another key element is also, let's say you have identified, you have done all this research, but even before doing this research, the first person you need to engage is the industry professionals. Because yes, you're in the diaspora, you clearly, let's say you've been there for like 5 years or 4 years, or even 3 or 2 years, you see the market dynamics keeps on changing. You need somebody who can advise you more on how the market is right now, which are the best places to buy, what is coming up daily, what are the current reports and everything.
And I think that is where we come in.
Yes.
First of all, as certified real estate agents.
Yes.
Because after you've set your goals, you've seen the location you want. Now you come to us. You can approach us. You tell us what budget are you working with, what locations are you key on. Basically, we deal with properties, but if you're looking for land as well, there are companies that are known to do that and they are reputable. So after that, you have to work with a certified real estate professional. Yeah.
Yeah, and which is of essence, because you see, let's say you want to get involved. For us in real estate, we take a lot of our time to research and gather crucial information so that we can be in a good position to advise and advise appropriately. Because one of the key elements is, and one of our values, our company values, is integrity. So we have to lead our clients to the right way.
Yeah.
Because real estate is an end-to-end business. Most of our clients who buy property from us, they'll still come back for other services. Let's say they want to rent it out. We'll help you to rent it out, help you get tenants. Let's say they want the property to be managed. Since they're not here, we'll also help you to manage the property as well. We have structures and departments for that.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to resell it in future. We also come in at that point. So for you to be able to transition through all those stages, you need to make the best decision in the first step. That is when purchasing this property. Because if you get a property that is not good as per the market standard or not competitive, you'll have issues when trying to get tenants, because it will not be competitive, you'll not be able to get tenants quickly, or you'll not be able to fetch the ideal rental income. You'll also have issues reselling it, probably in future if you want to resell it. So it's very critical, the first step, when it comes to property acquisition. So we take keen interest in that. Number two, also, apart from the real estate agents, which are other key industry professionals that you should engage?
I think immediately after the real estate agent is a lawyer. You need a certified lawyer, because again, there are many documents you'll be required to search. There are many documents you'll be required to sign. There are many documents you'll be required to do the search to just be reassured that the property you're purchasing is right in terms of location, in terms of the size, in terms of everything. Is it by that owner who is selling it to you? Is it by that developer? So you need to engage the legal department. So you need to work with a lawyer. You also need to work with a valuer.
Yes.
So that they can value the property and make sure that it is not overpriced for the price you're buying it at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, a survey is also critical, but that comes probably when you're buying land.
When you're purchasing land, yeah.
Yes, because that's actually one bit that most people they tend to ignore. But let's say you've spotted this piece of land somewhere in Kikuyu and you want to buy. Engaging a survey is very important, because yes, you have been given all the full documents, the title deed and everything. But how can you ascertain that this property on paper is the same one where
it's even the same size that you're being told?
Yeah, exactly. Because the surveyor, when the surveyor comes on site, the first thing is he will try to verify that is the exact property. The specific coordinates that they use here against the surveyor's map of Kenya, and be able to certify that yes, we are standing on the right property, and it's the right property that is actually on the title deed.
Yeah.
Then number two, you'll be able to also certify that all the beacons, usually the 4 beacons on the property and the boundaries, they are rightfully on the same, on the right location as per the deed map. And that is very important, so that even before you proceed to the due diligence, where the lawyer will be able to check and confirm that the details or the ownership of the property is as per what is on the title deed, you also need to be able to tell that it's the exact property that you're dealing with. So that's very important. Uh, Another person or other people that are very, very, very important in this journey, normally you get this question: how is property financing authorized in Kenya? Because you see, in the diaspora, there are structured plans on mortgages and home financing. In Kenya, we are not as per them, but it's getting better. We are somewhere. So most of your clients will ask you, how can we get mortgages for these houses? How can do you have, can you link us to the relevant financials, either reputable circles or reputable bank who can be able to assist us? We try as much as possible to assist on that, because some of our institutions, not all of them, but we have a few of them who have started now doing structures and trying to establish structures for the diaspora home financing bit, because sometimes it's a little bit difficult as per how it was 5 or 10 years ago. Right now it's improving, because you see, most financial institutions, they want security on the property. And before, they used to feel like it's easy and safer dealing with the Kenyans who are here than dealing with diasporans who are on the other side. But that one has really improved. Am I allowed to mention names?
I think that will be next time when you bring out a professional from that sector.
Yes.
Then they'll be able to maybe elaborate more on how we go about normally. There are banks that we work with,
Okay.
but I think it's best to call an expert. They'll be able to elaborate to our viewers how properly the steps. If you're in diaspora, the steps which you'll follow so that you can get financing from these banks.
Yes.
And I think that aside from that, I think the other best and last thing is that for diaspora people in the diaspora, there's no need to rush. You don't have to rush to get these properties. Yeah, we've had so many people who've sent money back home, like you said, for the properties, for the land, and then at the end of the day, you find that the land you were hoping to get or the property is no longer there, or it was just a scam, things like that. So it's good for you guys to ask for videos, ask for virtual tours. We do that in our company. We'll take you around with us. Even if you're not here, we'll take you around with us. We make sure that we answer all your questions, make sure all your concerns are taken care of before you commit.
Absolutely true. And in case you also have some other trusted relatives that you can send to us who can view on your behalf, feel free, because they'll be your eyes on the ground. But it will be easier because they'll give you the direct feedback, and we'll also be able to advise you further based on what they'll have seen. However, for most of other diaspora clients that we have been, because our company portfolio, half of them are actually diaspora clients. Some of them, we are even in the 10th or even 11th or so property. Some of them, they even view, we do a virtual video and they purchase. But that is because we have gone through all processes. It's not the first property. We are, as I say, the 10th or 11th property. So we have already built the trust and the credibility. And even for us, we take responsibility that we have to, as much as possible, deliver. Because this is somebody who's not here. So based on our integrity and the values, we have to advise them correctly. Because you understand their key concern is this: somebody who's working 2 shifts.
Imagine, or even 3.
Imagine trying just to make
ends meet and for their family.
Yeah, and by the time they're coming back home, they want to have something to show for that. They want to feel like whatever we spend like 10 or 15 years in the US, at least this is what I have.
And also, as a company, we made sure that we work with developers who deliver.
Of course.
Yeah, they don't take longer to deliver back your units. So you work with properties that we are sure that when you come back after 2 years, you called me, Valentine, from the USA, and you're coming back. You want to see, has the house been done? Can I get a tenant? You want to be able to see your property. So we make sure we work with developers who can deliver on time. Yeah.
And also updating them on processes, because you see, different people buy different. Because the best investment units sometimes are properties which are coming up just still off plan. That's the best time where you can get it at a good price. where you can get good value at the beginning power. From the buy is
And
way
even
too
the
high.
payment plan when it's off plan is a bit very
It's
flexible.
good. You can pay in a period of around 3 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
So we take time also to brief them of their progress. Let's say you bought this project and you came in, probably you would come for the holidays in December. You actually committed to this project. You paid the initial deposit of 20%, but you want to know each and every step after 3 months, 4 months. What is the progress of this project? So we send daily updates, and in case you have any concerns, you have any worries, there's probably maybe issue with the processes, maybe your sale agreement has delayed and you want people to fast track it. So we are there each and every time to be able to push it and make sure that you get everything in good time and not inconvenience. You see, because operating from that kind of a distance sometimes it feels frustrating all the same. But we are here to make that process seamless and smooth. And also there's some of our clients also, as I mentioned earlier, who might want financing. Sometimes it's a whole lot of processes. But we try as much as possible, even if you're not here, to help you on that factor. Some of them, the critical factor that we are handling right now, for the clients who actually buy these investment units, and they don't want to rent it and furnish, they want to rent it furnished. That's something that we go through a lot, whereby they want to be advised which are the best ways, what is the best way on how I can furnish it and make it competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Where can I get the best quality furniture? Which are the best stores around where I can get a good deal? What are some of the best ways I can run it to make sure that I am the best in the maximum of the time? Can you manage it for me? Can you be in a position to be able to do that for me, to be able to furnish it for me and do all that? Give me the budget for that. We try as much as possible to assist them, because you see, some of them, they understand, or even as per the market analysis, if you furnish, the returns are actually double. So we try as much as possible also to direct you in the best possible way and guide you, so you won't feel lost. Maybe with you all the way. So another critical segment where we need to highlight when it comes to real estate investing, there are different dynamics on how you can invest. So which are different type in different ways where you can invest. I understand we have highlighted more on the residential properties.
And I think that's the major one. First of all, you can buy any properties here in the locations that we mostly major in. You can buy, and this unit can serve you two purposes. One, you can use the unit when you're around. Of course, when you're coming to Kenya, you want somewhere to stay. You don't want to stay in a hotel. Probably you don't want to burden your relatives by staying with them. So you can use these houses as these apartments as somewhere you can stay when you're around in Kenya. Also, you can also use it as to bring you passive income, because right now we have a lot of urbanization happening. So many people are moving.
It's rapid urbanization.
Are moving to the upmarket area. So there, in terms of returns, in terms of rental, whether furnished or unfurnished, we have very good numbers. Yeah, so you can either use it as a place to stay when you're around, or you can use it as an income source to give you passive income.
So I get your point, because you see, the main point is everyone wants a roof over their head. So residential property is actually the majority when it comes to real estate investment. It's all about everyone getting a home. Shelter is one of the basic commodities. So that is there's something.
Another thing, you can also purchase commercial properties. Though I think for this one, you really need to have an eye for where exactly are you purchasing the commercial property, because we have centers or towns in Nairobi, that are growing up fast. Those ones are the best, but don't look at these areas that they're a bit slow. You won't get someone to rent.
Yes, because I think commercial property is majorly influenced by the population in that area, like you said. That's why I say residential properties come first. For instance, right now, the new trend in Nairobi, as we speak, there's this new setup of commercial properties coming, and it's called strip malls. Strip malls. Strip malls are actually not like the big type of malls, but just small. It's like a mini mall, a mini center where you can literally access everything, banking facilities. You can access supermarkets,
eateries,
and everything. So it's not that kind of a big malls that you're used to that are capital intensive to set up, but it's like a minimal. And strip malls come up in these new and upcoming areas. Like recently, I was in Kenyatta Road. Kenyatta Road is in Juja area, and there are so many strip malls coming up because initially the lands were being sold there. So there are so many occupants now buying land.
So many residential homes.
Yeah, but after buying land, you're like, okay, for me to be able to access a supermarket, I have to go all the way to Juja, all the way to Thika. So, or for me to wash my car, I need to drive all the way to Juja.
Or for you to just visit hospital.
Imagine.
Yeah.
So this actually brought that kind of a concept called the street mall, whereby you just walked some few minutes ago, and there you get a commercial center where you can access all services that you need.
It has it all.
Yeah. So when investing in that kind of a setup where the commercial properties, you have to be keen about the statistics of that area. If you have the same similar idea as well, we can brainstorm together. We do our feasibility study and advise you of the same, because there are some of our clients that who had bought land in those specific areas that you're mentioning, and they might want to capitalize on that. Yeah, so we might try as much as possible to advise you so that you can come up with a solid plan before you put up a lot of money in that and probably end up struggling or end up losing it, because at the end goal that we are trying to save you from, we want to produce and produce more. We're all about profitability, all the same. So the third way where you can invest, we have actually highlighted the residential homes. We've just highlighted the commercial properties. What is the third option?
I think another thing that, in fact, I had a client last week who was talking about a vacation home.
Okay.
And that vacation home is what they'll use as their retirement home.
Okay.
So you can purchase a vacation home maybe in Diani, in Malindi, in these areas where maybe you have the beach. It's not, these times are not like before, where people wanted to retire maybe in the farms,
the village,
doing poultry, doing farming. Sometimes you've worked so hard, you just want to have relax for the other part
quality
of your life. Yes. So again, you can purchase vacation homes, and this you can use as, again, your home when you come back to Kenya and you want to tour around the area. You can use that as your home, or when you're not around, again, you can rent it out to tourists. Because every season we have people who want to come and see the good side of Kenya, which is very beautiful.
Yeah, I can attest to that, because you see, I actually like the story of this client, because he was like, okay, I've been working for the last 25 years. He was in the UK, and she was like, okay, I already have, but I had a country home in Nyeri. And she was like, okay, I've been in Nyeri, I grew up in Nyeri. But mostly when I came to Kenya, I liked Diani a lot. I've been vacationing in Diani. I like Diani. You know what comes with Diani? The dolphin, whatever.
Clean beaches.
Whatever and all that.
Yeah.
So since she liked it, she was like, okay, it's something that I can venture into. I want to buy a villa, beachfront, something that will always give me peace of mind. Yes, I have a home in Nyeri. I can come back to Nyeri, but I can, of course, Diani, Nyeri is not far from Diani to Nairobi. It's like 1 hour, 15 minutes flight.
Yeah.
So based on her dynamics, it made sense a lot to her. But we went through the process of trying to analyze, yes, there's this property in Diani. Is it a good investment option? What is the long-term goal of buying it? But it made a lot of sense both to the client and in terms of the financial analysis, statistics, and all that. So that's another way on how you can invest. I was doing my research, so Zanzibar is opening up.
Yeah.
But even before rushing to Zanzibar, we still have unlimited and untapped opportunities still in Kenya, which you can still pursue when it comes to getting or venturing into the vacation homes kind of deals. Yeah. So another segment also that I want us to discuss also is the real estate development. Real estate development, what it means is you're not buying property, but you already have a property probably that let's say you had bought earlier or you had inherited in a good and prime location. And this property, let's say now you want to, like we said, now develop and get something out of it. We have just highlighted how you can do a commercial center and reap out on the benefits. You can also do, what else can you do on that piece of land?
I think, for instance, right now, Kilimani again is rapidly growing. So we have those people who bought land before.
Yes.
And they've not used the land even up to now.
Okay.
So these people can decide, maybe it's one person or a group of people, they can decide now to, they themselves do the construction again. You can do the apartments, you can do like the strip malls, but I think there's so many right now in Kilimani. But you can see what can you do with that piece of land. Are you able to put up a good school? Yeah, because when you look around, there are areas in Lavington, Kilimani, and Kileleshwa where you have the good schools and they're not spread out. So it's up to you to look at, maybe we do a feasibility test for you and give you an idea of what you can do with a piece of land. You can build either to sell or to rent the place eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good, because now you'll be getting into construction directly. But one thing I'll advise you about that, since you're not around the country, you need to have also a reputable contractor managing the same, because you know what comes when it comes, what comes with construction. Yeah, the fund is dealing with the fundis and all that. Sometimes it's a lot of hassle and maybe
a lot of work.
A lot of work.
In terms of returns, it's better off. Yeah, it's better off, but it needs the muscle to be able to do that.
And even the financial capacity, because let's say you want to put up that commercial center, it will cost you quite good chunk of money. So you have to be sure about that and all when going that direction, because different individuals have different financial investment goals. That's why we have even highlighted it. Yeah. So another bit also is it still comes with the development, real estate development, the student housing. I've been impressed by a number of these kind of student housing concepts coming up right now, because there has been a huge gap when it comes to, because you see the kind of hostel and the facilities offered by the institutions are not enough. And right now,
the institutions, the universities that we have, the same number of hostels, the same beds they had 10 years ago is what they're using up to now. And mind you, like the number of students have increased.
Of course.
Yeah, so student housing now is a big thing. Because again, you want your child, when you bring them to the university, you want them to stay in a safe location. As much as before, maybe you'll find that these people would rent the parents will rent for the kids, maybe somewhere that they live with families and adults. But you want them to be in a community where you feel they're safe, where their meals are provided. So students housing is a big deal right now.
So that's another segment that you can invest, but that comes with the real estate development bit.
Yeah.
Let's say you had land, you have bought land and you want to tap in that, but it works perfect where there are quite a number of campuses and all that, because you can't just build any student housing where the place where there are families.
Again, you have to do your research. Yeah, you have to do your research, see the number of universities there, see the capacity that the campus has to hold the students, so that at the end of the day, you also want your student facility not to go like that. You want it to be occupied. Yeah, so you have to do the research.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another bit also that is actually shaping up the market is the affordable housing. It's one of the biggest agenda by the government, and the current government is trying as much as possible to go that route. In fact, there are quite a number of affordable housing projects coming up, and not just the government, as part of the government is doing, it has even partnered with private developers in terms of delivering that those houses now to the citizens. And as part of the initiative of the affordable housing, these are houses mostly. How can you describe affordable housing? Houses lower than the 8 million. It's usually lower than the 8 million.
Yeah,
margin.
8 to 10 million.
8 to 10 million.
I mean, that is affordable by most Kenyans because, in all honesty, the kind of houses we sell are a bit expensive when you compare to, because even when you go to banks, a working Kenyan can even get a mortgage up to 10 million. Those are where most people, employed people, fall under. Yeah, so affordable housing is what can be afforded by most Kenyans in the market, and that is from 10 million and below.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I feel also in Kilimani you can get an affordable housing. There are still one bedrooms for 5 million. Don't you think that's affordable?
That's affordable,
Uh,
but for investment, it makes much more sense. I'm talking about maybe families. You have a family of three. You have three kids. Your husband. Those are five people. Yeah.
yes.
You can go to a studio. Yeah,
Okay.
but you can maybe afford to, because we also have houses in Kitengela that we sell, and Syokimau and these other areas
Ruiru,
that are
Ruiru,
quite affordable. They are
three-bedroom
good
bungalow
quality. Yeah.
for as low as 7.5
Yeah,
million.
because no, again,
Uh,
not everyone feels comfortable living in a smaller unit in an apartment.
okay.
So you want maybe your kids can be able to run around. So that's why
Okay.
I'm talking about these areas. You can get a standalone house
Mm-hmm.
for maybe 4 million.
Yes,
Yeah.
4.5, 6.5, 7.5. Because affordable is usually below the gap of 10 million. So being part of the government agenda, in fact, it has actually shaped up the real estate market. Each and every developer is also looking at to tap into that opportunity. That's why, but now affordable housing is more majorly influenced by location. As you said, it's difficult to get a three-bedroom house in the upmarket areas for 6.5
Yeah.
million. So, but you can get a similar house in other areas like Tengela, maybe Ruiru. Ruiru right now is coming up.
Yeah,
And Juja,
very.
those kind of
I
houses.
think this one entirely is entirely dependent on
Mm-hmm.
what is your location, where do you work, where do you want your kids to go to school to,
Okay.
where you see things like that, or if you're buying to rent, are there schools there that are there schools that are affordable there that
Okay.
people can go to?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's relative.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you can get a three-bedroom in Kilimani for 10 million. It's
Okay.
equally good, it's equally spacious, and you can get the same way. That's why it has the term affordable, because it's affordable to most people. You can get the same in Ruiru for 4 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing also, I feel for most diaspora clients, they might have an investment goal in the sense that they want to get a one bedroom, probably a one bedroom or two bedroom houses in the upmarket areas entirely for investment because of the returns. So that one you can get it for under 10 million. Again, let's say I've already sorted myself in terms of investment option. Rental income is in the range of not less than a million or even 500,000 above. Then I also want a place where I can stay. And Ruiru is not bad. We can also help you source a nice and affordable bungalow mansion for under 10 million in those areas as well. So you have secured the investment option in the upmarket area, and you've also secured your home in also the Ruiru suburbs, which is a nice area coming up and all that.
Yeah.
So when you come back home, you have a place where you can stay, where you can call home, because you see people have different financial capacity. There's somebody when they'll come back home, they'll want to stay probably in the New Runda. New Runda is it's the Kiambu Road of
The
now.
Kiambu Road, yeah.
The New Runda, where bungalows goes for as high as 30 million, 35 million, or 40 million. So depending on the financial capacity. But then there's another person who probably for him or for them, they have a maximum of 10 million.
For instance, yesterday I had a client.
Yes.
Yeah, she's from the diaspora. I don't know. This time around, you have many diaspora
I think it
clients.
is the season.
It's the season, right?
Yes.
So this specific client, they've already there's a property we have on Mombasa Road.
Yes.
Yeah, that is going for 2.9 million.
Yes.
So they've already purchased, but that's a three-bedroom. Yeah, quite. It's a big three-bedroom. So the reason they were buying that is because they have kids as well. So they're looking at an instance where maybe you never know what the future holds. So maybe you lose your job or things like that. You have a home to stay, but they're also looking in these areas because they're relatively young. So they also want to stay in the upmarket areas when they come around. So they are looking to purchase in both areas.
Okay.
Yeah, again, it depends entirely on your financial capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually well explained. Another bit also that I need us to go deeper into, because these are some of the scenarios and experiences that we have come across while interacting with their client. There's some people who entirely like investing in agricultural land. They say they bought like an acre somewhere in Malindi and they want to plant, is it pineapples or
Pineapple.
whatever?
I hear pineapples do well and onions.
Onions, exactly. They want to get into that kind of segment. Because
Yeah.
you see, agribusiness is also the in thing. Because probably they have a piece of land in Nyandarua, they want to plant.
Agribusiness It's like one of the major necessities for human beings is food.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you can never go wrong with that kind of food, clothing, and shelter. You can never go wrong with those three. Yeah.
So that's another investment option where you can go for. But I highly insist, since you're not here, you need a good team.
Yeah.
We can't advise on agribusiness because we're not experts. But since it's one of the investment option and still in the real estate,
just to have a wide portfolio of your income.
Yeah, so it's good now you have a good team on the ground who can take care of that, and you're also an expert in agriculture. Even for us, let's say if in future I want to venture into that, I'll take time to do a lot of research. I'm not an expert right now because each and every industry comes with its share of pros and cons. Yeah. So for us in real estate, we know how to manage because we're the experts. So if you decide to go towards that direction, also gather sufficient information, contact the experts in that field.
Do your research.
Know what to plant, what not to plant. Because there's this norm of the greenhouses. Some people saying the greenhouses work perfectly well. Some people against it.
I think everything is a give and take.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can never be 100% sure of the kind of income or the kind of business you're getting into until you be able to get into it with the right research. Then you get your reap at the end of the day.
Exactly. So that's something that I encourage you to dig in further. So we have tried as much as possible to touch on different sectors about diaspora investing. And as we end this session, I would like, what can you tell these diaspora clients? Because this is actually their season. We have experienced that most of them, they usually commit when it comes to us the last quarter of the year. And it's understandable, probably most of these, they have been working the whole entire year and actually reached there's something that I've gotten and they want to put back before the other year comes up.
I think what I can tell them right now is, first of all, don't be afraid to reach out to us. We know we have diaspora people have very many concerns which are valid because we've had bad cases, not us, but we've had companies who've had bad cases and clients who've had bad experiences in the past. So you can reach out to us. We'll guide you. We'll take you through whatever you need. We'll sit down with you, talk about what is there in the market. Tell us what your budget is. Then you see the ways we can work around giving you what you want. Like, do you want your dream home? Do you want a property for investment? We'll work with you throughout everything.
Yes, and another thing also, the first step, I usually say, the first step before even buying anything, as you said, it's good to set your financial goals and to have a plan. So, but before you have a plan, you also need to have information, because you need information to know what you're planning towards and having goals about. So we are open for free consultancy. We'll provide our numbers below, and also our numbers are start with the +254 then 700-563-667, but we'll provide the number below the video where you can reach out to us for just a free session of consultancy. We can have a video call. We can have a Zoom meeting as you prefer.
Just to give them an idea of what is in the market, the kind of returns, the best locations.
As many questions as possible, we'll be able to answer.
We never tire.
Exactly.
Yeah, we never tire.
Any time of the day. Here right now, even
you receive calls at night.
At night.
Yeah.
Because you see here, even as midnight, still receive a lot of phone calls from
but we do our job. It's part of our job, so we are ready to take care of you people. And if you're able to come to the country, maybe have a look of what's there, or maybe you can send someone to come have a look on behalf of yourself, then it's okay. We'll work around what is perfect for you.
Yes, our offices are open 24 hours. Not 24 hours.
Yeah, no. We basically carry our offices on our phones because we still receive calls at night. But physically, we're closed at 5. You can call anytime.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we're located in Centel Plaza, Galana Road in Kilimani. So anytime you're in the country and you feel you want to visit and have a one-on-one interaction in any of our agents, you're welcome, highly welcome, so that we can have this session one-on-one.
Or even you can schedule virtual tours.
Yes.
In every property. So we'll be glad to help.
Yes.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for more and more episode and features. on our consultancy videos. We'll be doing more and more of this. And feel free also to comment more on that, in case you have a question, or even a question or concern, or you might want also to correct us.
Yeah.
We stand to be corrected. Let's engage further so that now we can build a candid conversation about this a matter which has been actually a current topic when it comes to diaspora investing and real estate market. So stay tuned.
We at Sarabi take time to analyze the real estate market and provide in-depth analysis of the real estate market trends.
It is very important for any prospective buyer to be well informed before making this crucial decision.
Stay tuned for more discussion and analysis on the current and emerging real estate trends.